This new official illustration has caused so much controversy within the Mushoku Tensei fandom that it literally got the offer of Mushoku Tensei to make 2 posts earlier today talking about their overall ideals and how they will not bend the knee to those that want them to censor themselves. So let's dive headfirst into this and let's read this before I go any further. If no one could see it, I don't think there's any need to make it public, so I'll try to make it more accessible to more people. But that's only if I were to write what I like, how I like it, so don't get that wrong. Love comes first, people second, you guys are always last. Sorry. And then the author of Mushoku Tensei says this: I'm happy when I receive praise, sad when I receive criticism, and hurt when I receive slander or abuse. But no matter what people say, I'll write what I want to write, so nothing will change. Respect. If I did not already have respect for this man, these 2 posts alone would instantly earn my respect, because I appreciate a creator, a writer, sticking true to their ideals, not bending the knee, not self-censoring themselves, and doing what they love, writing what they love, regardless of whatever may come their way. I appreciate that. I wish we had more writers and creators like this in this world, because honestly, in this day and age, it's a rare breed. It really is. It's rare to see an author just be full-blown passionate about their work and only focus on the passion and disregard everything else. Even if maybe not everybody likes it, they will do what they want to do because they love to do it. I appreciate this. I wish so many more people were like this. But let's get right into this, what this all means, etc. So, this is very obvious that the author of Mushoku Tensei has received a lot of slander, a lot of praise, a lot of abuse, a lot of negativity over the years. And definitely ever since Mushoku Tensei became more popular and well-known, since season 1 of the anime came out. And I think that the author definitely has experienced an uptick, a rise of it probably as of late, and even despite all of the constant harassment, they have decided that they will continue to write and do what they want to do and not remove things just because it makes people a little bit uncomfortable. So let's get into this topic. So I'm going to be talking about some spoilers for Mushoku Tensei. So if you're an anime only, and you don't want to be spoiled, well, I recommend you to stop here. What I will say, though, is that the controversy is pretty dumb, technically, but at the same time, it got so big that obviously the author kind of had to comment on it. So just take that as you will, but if you don't want to be spoiled, like I said, stop here. But I want to dive into it. Yeah, I've been forewarned, so there you go. So this picture or this illustration is causing a lot of controversy. And if you're wondering where this is from, this is from the recent official novel release of Redundancy. I think I'm saying the name right. I have not read it myself. I'm going to be completely blunt, but I know what happens, okay? I know what happens. I'm not dumb, okay? Basically, in the volume, it has a very controversial moment happen. At least that's constantly talked about. It's very infamous within the community, where you have Aisha and Rudy and Eris's kid get together romantically. And yes, they go all the way, okay? All the way, straight up. And you can already see, if you're someone that isn't able to separate reality from fiction, how this could upset people. You can already see it. But basically, Aisha and the boy here, I forget his name. It's on the top of my tongue. Like, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it. Like I said, I'm not caught up. Like, I have not read this, so I'm just gonna be completely blunt. But, man, it's been a while since I've named it. It starts with an A. Like just give me a moment. Let me look it up. So I just looked it up. It's, I think you pronounce it, like, Ars? Forgive me. I know I'm butchering it. Forgive me. But basically, he is Rudy and Eris's child, okay? And in Redundancy, it basically is kind of like taking place after the events of Mushoku Tensei's original novel run, from my understanding. And in this moment, Aisha and Aris gets together. I just, once again, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it. But they get together, and it's very clear from, like, everything that's been set up to this point, Aisha as a character, which is Rudy's half-sister, has always had these feelings embedded in her for a very long time towards Rudy. I mean, her mother literally raised her to maybe one day be his mistress. I mean, this was presented in the first 2 seasons. It's not something that necessarily came out of nowhere. So it has always been presented. So those feelings, in a way, from Aisha was projected onto their kid, onto Rudy's kid here. And that's the big point, is that a lot of people have an issue here because obviously it gets into a lot of controversial topics, but here's the thing I want to bring up, okay? At the end of the day, it's not real, but secondly, just because something makes you uncomfortable doesn't necessarily mean that it shouldn't exist. But on top of that as well, I mean, look, if you're this far into Mushoku Tensei, reading Redundancy, Volume 3, I believe, there's bigger issues. Like, you're not telling me you sat through all the other stuff on all the other volumes, all the other controversial stuff, and I mean, hell, let's get into one. Rudy having 3 wives, okay? Like, all that type of stuff, okay? You're not telling me you sat through all this stuff, all this controversial stuff, but this is where you draw the line. Nah. Like, you know what? Let me show the hypocrisy of people, okay? A lot of people forget this, or forget to mention it, but Eris and Rudy, they're blood related. They are related. They are actual family, okay? And they get together. They have a kid with each other. You see it. And it's like, people typically like to forget that for whatever reason, but Eris and Rudy are related. So people having an issue with this, like an aunt and a nephew, I'm just like, it's already been a theme within the story. I mean, very medieval-like, I'm going to be blunt with you. But on top of that, it's just, I appreciate one thing about this. That the author had no care and put this in regardless of, obviously, the criticism. I mean, the fact that he even had to talk about the situation, that he'll write what he wants to write and nothing will ever change that. Basically, what the author is saying is that he will write what he wants with love and passion and completely disregard any critique or criticism, basically. He will write what he loves and that is final. For instance, he will not bend the knee, he will not self-censor. That's how it is. He will write what he wants. And I respect it, man. It's based. It is absolutely based to see an author stand for what they believe in and have the ideals and not bend their ideals. I wish we had more stuff like this in modern day. There's too many authors, too many creators that will bend the knee because they get so much harassment, so much slander that eventually they buckle and bend and they'll remove things or self-censor themselves to stop themselves from getting into any form of controversy. But at the end of the day, these people that get into this controversy with you or want to slander you, they're not going to stop even if you self-censor because they will realize they have power over you, and don't give them that power. Just double down, triple down, and continue doing what you're doing. So the fact that the author even added this in and did not censor it, and it's there now, going to be in the volume, I appreciate it, man. Like, once again, it may be a taboo topic, it may make people uncomfortable, but it does not mean that it shouldn't be in writing. It is not real. It's fiction at the end of the day. It doesn't hurt nobody. Let the author do what he wants to do. And I respect it. I really do. Now, also, one thing I do want to point out before I wrap up the video, a lot of people that have an issue with this are probably the same type of people that will go on to watch Game of Thrones, praise it, openly enjoy it, and have no issue with it, while slandering Mushoku Tensei for the very same themes that's within Game of Thrones. No hate to Game of Thrones, I'm just saying there's a lot of hypocrisy, and I think one of the big reasons why it comes down to is because obviously it's very popular to crap on Mushoku Tensei. It is. A lot of people like to use it as a punching bag, and obviously I think in turn this has caused the author of Mushoku Tensei to become a punching bag as well. And even despite probably the constant harassment, they have not buckled, and they will continue doing what they're doing. And the fact that this has even seen the light of day, it's great, man. It's really great. But yeah, I wanted to bring this to people's attention. I saw this, and I wanted to send support to the author, obviously, because I wish we had more stuff like that, but it makes me hella respect him, dude. I really respect this man for this, and I can't help but just be like, you know what? I'm so happy he never backs down. Makes me happy, man. What a great offer. But okay, I love you guys. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.